I'm so hungry. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to All New All About Gael. It's your girl Gael. How are you guys doing today? If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and become a part of the Gael gang. Also, if you haven't, please make sure you turn your post notifications on so you never miss the time that I upload. At the end of this video, please make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Hey y'all, how's it going? How y'all been doing? I just wanted to come and do a get ready with me because it's date night. Me and Boo Boo are going on a date, and I thought that this would be just like the perfect time for us to get ready together, to chit chat, to catch up on life, to catch up on what's been going on, how your girls been doing, and all that good stuff. So it's Friday. It's the end of a work week. I actually started a new job. I do not work at the same place that I worked for the last almost 4 years. I did not work there anymore. When people found out, they were so shocked or whatever. Yeah, it was a really big, crazy transition for even myself. It was very it was a lot. It was very overwhelming. I wasn't ready for the transition that happened, but it had to be done. That's just the season that Jesus was about to take me through. And I actually went 2 months without working and nobody knew. I didn't share with anybody. I didn't feel the need to share with anybody, so that's why I never said anything. Yeah, I went 2 months. I was unemployed. You're not getting money every 2 weeks. You have bills, you have things, you got payments, you got stuff going on. And honestly, Jesus was the only person that took me through and just helped me be able to have my responsibilities and my bills be paid and be able to keep a roof over my head, because I didn't know how I was going to do it for 2 months if I did not have Jesus. So yeah, that happened. And it was a very frustrating period in my life because I've been working since I was 13 years old. I got my very first job when I was 13. I worked for a healthcare agency. That's so crazy. I worked for a home health and child care agency. That was actually what it was called. And that was my very first job. And I've only ever known work since. Both of my parents are two very hardworking people. My dad, he's worked my entire life, and my mom as well. I've never known them to be people that never worked. We're just a hardworking family, so not working for 2 months really did a number on your girl, because I just felt like such a burden to people, and it's I'm usually the one that's helping people and handling things, and I had to learn a lot about myself in that period. And I don't like asking for help. I don't like feeling like I need to ask people for help. I don't like feeling like I should be accepting people's help, because I felt like a burden, you know what I mean? And the minute that happened, I was on it looking for jobs, you know what I mean? But there was another thing that had happened in my family, and I'm not going to get into it because it's not my business to share, but it affected all of us. And I just feel like during the time period of when that happened, it could have been an even better moment because I was necessary in that moment. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like if that change did not happen to me, the situation that occurred, I don't know how it was going to be able to work out the way that it did. So God does everything for a reason, truly. And that's what I learned in that season, and that's what I had to accept, because I was just so stuck on beating myself up, oh my gosh, I'm such a loser, I'm not working, blah 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 blah, you know what I mean? It was just a lot. but it worked out in God's favor, and I'm at a new job and I love it, and it's just so much better, and I don't know, I just like it, and the feeling of being there. Like, I've touched base about my previous job in my second episode of Therapeutic Thursday, and I talked about like being a Black girl working in corporate America and like the struggles that I faced, and being in an environment where it's so different now. The only person that could do it is Jesus Christ himself, because although I was not ready for that transition, subconsciously I was. Because I'll never forget, like, after I had got all my stuff at the office and I left, I like sat in my car and I took like a deep breath. I literally was just like, and I just felt the most peace about that place that I haven't felt since when I started over there. And I was just like, I think this is exactly what was supposed to happen, because we were about to transition into a new year, and I don't think I had it left in me to stay at a place that just wasn't feeding me emotionally and mentally. Like, I'd never want to get comfortable at a place that I'm just gonna stand for whatever it gives me. Do you get what I'm saying? First product that I went in with was the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and then I did my brows with just a drugstore eye pencil, and then I'm using the NARS Reflecting Foundation with my, I forgot what this brush is called, but yeah, I never wanted to stay at any job where I feel like mentally I'm exhausted, or I have anxiety, or every time I'm gonna go to work, I feel like I'm gonna get picked apart and I'm just not happy internally, and I have to like, I'm always stressing, and it's always just like this big deal every time I have to go to work, and I didn't want that. And that's what that job essentially became for me. In the beginning, I loved it so much. It was a job that I loved so much. I enjoyed what I did. I never looked for a job like that. It kind of just like came to me, and it opened up a bunch of doors for me. Like, I'm always going to be grateful to that job, and it opened up a bunch of doors for me. But while it opened up a bunch of doors for me, it also opened up a lot of like insecurities within myself, because I experienced the real world. I experienced people like really picking you apart and just not liking you simply because you were good at what you did. And I went through a lot of stuff there, like, and it was just like, I don't want to say PTSD because it just sounds kind of dramatic to say that, but in a sense I feel like I had slight PTSD, that like whenever it was time to do a meeting or someone wanted to meet with me one-on-one, I was already preparing myself for like the worst, and I wouldn't even be doing anything. And it wasn't even because like I was guilty or I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, but it was simply because there was a good year when I worked there where I was doing everything that I was supposed to do. I was getting recognized for my numbers and I was doing well, and that was the worst year of my life at that job. And I realized it was simply because I was doing well, and people they just didn't like me. You know what I mean? So it became like this really toxic relationship in a sense. Hold on, I need to see if we're supposed to go on a date and this man's supposed to be coming here. It became like this really toxic relationship, and I didn't like it, you know? The movie starts at 8:30. It's 7:40, and the place is not close to us. I thought he would be here by now. And I know y'all like, girl, the movie starts at 8:30, you're not even ready. I will be done by the time he gets here, because he doesn't live close, but no phone call, no nothing. Like, what is going on? Ciao.
Ciao.
Anyways, it became like a very toxic relationship, and I became very unhappy there. And I just feel like everything just happened in God's perfect timing, and that was supposed to happen. Obviously, when something happens fresh and you're not really prepared for it, it's always like super hard for you to accept it in the beginning. And that's what my problem was. Like, I was really, and I'm talking about like, I was really struggling with that. Like, I would be so upset internally. Like, I would tell like my family and stuff like I'm okay, and I was like, essentially like I was okay, and I had hope, and I was like, you know what, like God's not gonna just let me struggle, and I'm gonna be like in this distress and I'm just gonna be like very, you know what I mean? But then I would start thinking like a human in my human feelings, and I'm just like, I got bills, I got things to pay, I have responsibilities, like how am I gonna pay them, how is this gonna happen, blah 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 blah. And that was a season for me where it was like Jesus showed himself to me, like God showed me who he was the most, and that I really need to just trust in him. And the first few weeks it was really hard for me to do that, but then after that everything just kind of just fell into place, and I was like, wow, God, like I can't believe that I ever doubted your goodness and what you can do in my life and what you can do for me. And during that time I had time to be able to reflect on myself as a person and things that I learned from that last job and what I would tolerate in a new job and what I wouldn't tolerate and things about myself, and it was nice. And then the new year transitioned and boom, it was the first, well, not the first day, but the first working day, because you obviously the first day of the year businesses are closed, but the first working day where everybody went back to business in the new year, I got the call, and that was it. They were like, yeah, we want to come in and interview you, and things just happened from there. And then now I'm there, and I really love it. And just seeing the things that I'm already able to do at the job and the positive effects that I'm able to do at the job, it's a really beautiful thing. So I'm really grateful for it. So yeah, that happened. I'm also eating, y'all. I made like these really last minute messy tacos. I'm so hungry. Yeah, that was like my biggest transition that happened in my life for a long time. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it because I feel like Jesus was like, you don't need to. In this moment, those who are around you and they know about it, and that's it. I'm grateful for it. It was a new year, new job, new transition. It felt good. I blended my concealer because now he's on the way. Today was a really good day, actually. I had a really good Friday to wrap up the week. I listened to, okay, so for all my YouTubers who are around, my YouTube watchers, consumers, and YouTubers who are around my age that definitely were on 2016, 2015, 2014 YouTube, y'all know the Ace family. So obviously everybody knows they divorced, all that stuff. Catherine, she got a new man, all that stuff. And Austin, he's just been living his best life, single, not single, who cares? But him and his brother have a podcast. And today I listened to like a few episodes of their podcast. And I was actually surprised by how good it is and actually how I like him and his brother. I wasn't really like the biggest fan of his brother. I always thought his brother was just like weird in a sense. But then like listening to the podcast definitely made me have like a different point of view on his brother. And I know some of y'all might not agree with me, but when the Ace family was the Ace family, Austin was my favorite person. Like I liked Catherine. She was cool and all. But I also thought like she was a little bit like, I don't know how to say this word in English. I only know how to say it in Haitian Creole. Grises, like almost like her persona was almost like her personality and what she portrayed was almost like a fake persona. Obviously I feel like now I've learned like no, probably not. And obviously I don't know these people don't know me, I don't know them. I just always thought that she was just a little weird. And like they worked because I loved them. Like I loved the Ace family so much that when they had like that thing where you could subscribe and they would like text you and stuff, y'all, I subscribed and I really thought that when they told me happy birthday on my birthday one year, it was really them, and I was like very happy. Like I really love them. That's how big of a fan I was of them. But then obviously things started changing and now they split up and I get to see their personalities in a different light, and I just feel like I really like the same way that I always loved Austin when they were a duo, I still love him the same separately. Like I love his relationship with his kids, what he shows on social media. Like I said, I don't know these people, so I don't know. But what he shows on social media, it looks like he genuinely has like a really good relationship with his kids and he values that. And he's always showed that like since they had a channel together. And I really love that about him. But I also just love how like everybody keeps saying like, oh, he changed, the money changed him or whatever. But I'm kind of like, if you watched them from the beginning, he actually always been this way. Like I feel like he's always kind of been this like crazy, I don't care what type of person or whatever. And I feel like now that he's older, they say like the older that you get, the less that you care. You know what I mean? So obviously when he was younger, he didn't care. But then he also kind of did things for the sake of like YouTube and, you know, his subscribers and what people have to say and to be viral and to be talked about. But then I just feel like he's just gotten older and he just literally does not care about what anybody has to say about him. So that shows more, and everybody's like, oh my God, he changed. But I'm like, nah. If you're a real OG Ace Family fan, you know this ain't nothing new. And this man has always been this way. Now I'm gonna go with my NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna 08. Y'all, I am not a makeup guru. I just be bronzing just to give my face some warmth, and it works. I go here, I do a messy bronze. I take the big brush and I do a messy bronze. I've always liked the messy bronze. I like when the white girls be doing their bronzer sometimes, and it just be like messy because it just warms their face. It just brings warmth to the face. Like, I'm not trying to contour or anything. I know people like they contour with their bronzer. I do not do that. I do it to bring some warmth to my face, and this is not what bronzer is for. But anyways, back to the podcast. And they were just like talking and like chopping it up and stuff, and I just was really like, yo, I really like their dynamic together. Like, I like where they are. Like, they're such big brother, little brother coded, and I think it's so funny. And it just really made me like Landon, like his younger brother. It's just really honestly made me like him. This is the NARS blush in the shade Torrid. I don't know if it's even picking up on the camera, but the episode that I was watching, they were interviewing their dad, and their dad was just like, you know, telling them about like their upbringing and stuff, and his upbringing, and their dad is white and their mom is black. And then his dad was sharing about like him growing up and stuff. And I think it's so nice when men can sit down with their fathers and just like be in tune with their feelings. Like, there's no like pressure to have to be so hard because you're a guy and you're not supposed to show emotion and all sort of stuff. And I just think it's really nice when I see that, and like you can see that they were raised in a safe enough space that they're able to talk about their feelings, and there's like no judgment that comes from their dad. And it's so crazy because as much as they were able to talk about their feelings, they also talked about how hard their dad was on them, but their dad never made them feel like less of men or boys. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's possible to be a parent, especially like a father, because I'm talking about men right now. It's possible to be a father and have boys. Like, this is what I learned from watching the episode. It's possible to be a father and have boys and want them to play sports and be masculine and all that stuff, but not degrade them, not make them feel like, oh, because you cry or you're upset about something that you're less of a man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to even be that girl, but I'm gonna be that girl. In the Haitian community, and in a lot of, I just feel like minority communities, Caribbean communities, I feel like with the men, they have this really sad, I can't even say stigma, stereotype. It's like a generational thing. Like, a lot of things in the, like, obviously it depends on like the family that you come from, but I just feel like this is something that happens in a lot of Caribbean households, that it's frowned upon when a guy shows emotion. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like an insult to do that, because what I can say in a Haitian household, like, the boys, especially if they're the only boy, they are like so spoiled. It doesn't matter what order they came in. They could be, God forbid, they're the first boy. That's like the prized possession. Like, a lot of their stuff gets tolerated, but I feel like emotionally they get overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're able to do whatever they want. If they want to rebel, whatever. Yeah, they'll get yelled at in the beginning, but then it's not as severe as like how the girls get it. But I feel like emotionally they don't get that support. And the reason why they don't get that support is because there's this mindset of, you are the next up to be the man of the family, so you got to be just as hard. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't talk about your feelings. If you talk about your feelings, it's like, what do you know about life? You don't know life. What do you know? Do you know what I'm saying? You weren't you didn't have the experiences like me. You didn't have your upbringing like me, where I had to hold 10 buckets of water and walk from this side of Haiti to that side of Haiti. And I feel like a lot of young Haitian boys go through that, and they don't have like the emotional support. So like if they ever do show emotion and stuff, sometimes it comes out wrong. Like it can come out in anger or rebellion or whatever, and they don't get understood. Like they get misunderstood, and that's like a really sad thing. So it was really nice to see like this dad who has 2 boys. He was really hard on his boys because he wanted his boys to be the best that they can be in everything that they did, because he saw their potential, he saw how gifted they were, but he still gave them that safe space to like come to him and talk to him when they were like emotional and stuff. Y'all, I'm wearing a glueless wig because your girl, I'm gonna do a sewing in my hair tomorrow. Oh, I've been wearing this glueless wig all week. It started off, it was a side part bob, but y'all, it was giving dream girl, and I could not deal with that. So I made it a middle part bob, and then I like added layers in it. I'm gonna see if I can slick it back as much as possible, because you see this? Glueless. Like it's not sitting on my head. And I want it like that, because I really gave up on wigs. I gave up on the lace fronts. I gave up on all of it because I can't deal with taking care of it. I don't have the energy for it. When I want to sleep, I just want to sleep normally. When I want to wash my face, I want to wash my face normally. So I gave up on dealing with the lace. If it's not a glueless wig, I don't want it. Don't bring it to me because I don't want it. If you can't learn how to do my frontal glueless, and you can't sew that baby down for me to be at peace with myself, you don't need to be doing my sewing. I don't want to deal with it. That's why your girl's hair looks like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna just tie this like this. Give myself this little cute little flurry style. Little low bun. Messy little low bun. That's gonna be the style. And I'm gonna get dressed. But yeah, I can't do the glueless stuff. I can't do the glue, the spray. I can't do it anymore, y'all. I don't have the patience for it. I just don't have it. But yeah, let me turn this lid off. This is my face. I think it looks cute. It looks nice. Hair looks cute. I'm gonna get dressed, and then I'll show you guys the full outfit. Okay. So he's definitely here, but I want to show y'all my outfit before I go outside. So yeah, I have a little denim on denim moment, and I have these like brown sling back heels on, and I have this brown purse. We're only going to the movies, but I'm wearing heels because it's been a while since we've had like a date night, and I really want to be cute for it. So that's what I'm wearing. Yeah, this is like the full fit. I think it's really cute. Hopefully he can get some pictures of me. Spray my perfume, and we out. I love it.